This is Ghost's document redaction workspace. From here, you can upload documents, run AI-powered PII detection, review the results, and export fully redacted copies in a single flow. On the left, you have the sidebar, where you can start a new session, browse your document history, or pick up a previous session right where you left off. Let me show you how it works. I'll start by uploading a few documents at once. Ghost supports batch processing, so you can drag in multiple PDFs, scanned forms, or images in one go, instead of handling them one by one. Behind the scenes, each file is encrypted locally in your browser before it's uploaded, so the raw content never leaves your machine unencrypted. You'll see the status for each file updating in real time: queued, uploading, analyzing. And because they're processed in parallel, you're not waiting for one document to finish before the next one starts. The first document is ready, so let's open it and see what the AI has found. As soon as the document opens, you can see the AI has scanned the pages and highlighted personal data with colored overlays. On the right, the review panel gives you a structured list of every item that's been detected, the category, the value that was found, and a confidence score. In this example, you can see names, email addresses, phone numbers, a home address, and dates of birth, all picked up automatically. Here, the system has also identified a PPSN based on the label and the context on the page. So it's not just pattern matching. It's actually reading the layout, the labels, and the structure the way you would. The same thing applies in tables and forms. The AI can read information inside table cells and form fields, which is where traditional text extraction often struggles or misses data entirely. The AI is very good, but it isn't perfect. It will do the heavy lifting and catch the majority of personal data, but you still keep control by reviewing the document yourself. Instead of manually hunting through every page and drawing every box from scratch, you start from a strong first pass and focus your time on checking, confirming, and filling any gaps. If the AI flags something that shouldn't be redacted, for example, an organization name that you want to keep visible, you can simply click that item to deselect it. The highlight disappears, but nothing is permanent at this stage, and you can toggle it back on at any time if you change your mind. Nothing is actually removed from the document until you run an export. You also have fine-grained control over the scope of what's detected. In the Categories panel, detections are grouped into logical PII types: names and identifiers, contact information, national identity numbers, financial data, health and medical, and special categories under Article 9, among others. If you're preparing a DSAR response and, for example, financial data isn't within scope for that particular request, you can simply turn off the financial category, and those items drop out of your review list and overlays. If there's a specific term that must always be caught, a third-party name, an internal project code, or a sensitive location, you can add it as a target word, and the system will flag every occurrence throughout the batch. You can also choose whether that matching should be case-sensitive, so you can decide how strict you want that control to be. Even with good automation, you'll still see things that need a human call, and that's expected. When you spot something that hasn't been picked up, for example, a handwritten signature, a logo, or a detail that's sensitive in your specific context, you can just draw a redaction box directly on the page. Those manual redactions appear in the same detection list as the AI-generated ones, so you end up with a single, unified checklist to work through. The idea is that the AI gets you most of the way there, and you stay in charge of the final decisions. When you're working on a batch, you can move through documents using the navigation strip on the side. Each document shows a detection count, so you can quickly see which ones are likely to need more attention. If you've reviewed a document and you're happy that everything the AI has picked up is correct, You can accept all defaults with a single click and move straight on. Across a multi-document batch, that can reduce a job that used to take hours down to minutes. Visual indicators show you which documents you've already reviewed, which ones have new results that arrived while you were looking at another file, and which are still waiting for review. That makes it easy to stay on top of a DSAR bundle or a large disclosure set without losing your place. Sessions save automatically as you work, and you can always see your most recent sessions in the sidebar. On the main documents page, you get your full history, sessions grouped into batches, with timestamps and a clear badge showing which ones used cloud-based AI detection. When you come back to a cloud session, you don't need to re-upload anything. The encrypted document is fetched from storage, and you can resume your review exactly where you left off. That's particularly useful when a DSAR or investigation runs over several days or involves multiple reviewers. Once you're satisfied with the review, you can export with a single click. You can choose to export as one combined PDF, useful for a DSAR response pack, or as separate redacted files if you need to keep them distinct. The export runs entirely in your browser, applying the redactions you've approved. The output is a proper, flattened redaction. The underlying content is permanently removed from the file, rather than simply being covered by a black box, so there's nothing to select, copy, or extract underneath. This redaction workflow also plugs into Ghost's DSAR case management, so your team can trigger a redaction task directly from a case and feed the cleaned documents back into the response pack. The AI doesn't replace your professional judgment. It shifts your time from hunting for personal data to reviewing and deciding what should and shouldn't be disclosed. If you'd like to try it yourself, AI detection is available on all plans, so you can test it on your own documents and see how it fits into your process. Thanks for watching.